This is the Bedlam Series, and they call it that because anytime these two great universities in this state get together, it is called the Bedlam Series. And it won't take you very long here tonight, Derek Dickey, to find out why they call it that. Oklahoma State won the opening game between these two teams over in Norman, Oklahoma. But history says it's been 29 years since the Cowboys won the opener at Norman and then came back home to defeat Oklahoma.
I think we're going to see Bedlam inside the paint, Ron, outside the arc, but it's going to be important to see how many players actually finish this game as well as the coaches, because it does get very hot in here.
Oklahoma State will control. It's Thompson on the offense, and you can see Reeves, Big Country, out high to accept the pass. Loses the ball, and here comes Oklahoma on the turnover, and they've got a 3-1 break. Three-pointer for Anches, going to be short. Hustling for the rebound, and he'll get the return. Bounces inside, and Oklahoma with the easy two.
Thompson, Anches has been playing great basketball for him. Has really started to find his outside shot. He had 18 points against Missouri.
Conley with the hoop to get it going for the Sooners. Thompson outside, fouled in three-point range. He'll go to the line for 3 chances. Well, here are the starters, the men that are on the floor right now. Anches, Lewis, Conley, and Miner, along with Webster for the Sooners. Rutherford, Thompson, Reeves, Burley, and Collins. The 5 on the floor for the Cowboys of Oklahoma State.
Brooks Thompson, in trying to get that shot off, was unable to hit the bottom of the net. However, he became a very good actor on that play and was able to draw the foul.
Lewis picks up the violation. It's his first, and the first against the Sooners of OU.
Thompson had a great game against Oklahoma the first game. 7 out of 10 from long range, wound up with 26 points.
Billy Tubbs, and you can see Eddie Sutton on the other end. Billy in his casual attire tonight, as his entire coaching staff has got on the golf sweaters rather than the coat and tie. Billy said it's simple. It gets very warm in this arena. And in more ways than one, he has a few people who try to tell him how to coach here and what they think of it.
He's just curious why so many people worry about what he wears as opposed to how many W's he puts up.
Third one on the way. Thompson gets 2 of the 3, and we're tied. Anches against Thompson. Out on top.
Both these teams are going to play aggressive defense, a lot of overplaying, so I think it's going to come down to who makes the most free throws, because we are going to see quite a few fouls.
Miner for 3. Now the Sooners started off very hot.
Ryan Miner is an excellent outside shooter. Again, that first meeting, he had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals.
The thing for him, he gives you the entire package. Brooks Thompson, unlucky on the bounce. They get the carom. Burley from 12.
Good box out. Excellent rebound.
Just inside the three-point line. Speed Lewis knocks it down.
This is what Billy Tubbs wants to do. He wants to try to get a lead and establish it and hold on to it early. And if he does that, he silences the crowd and takes that element out of this game.
You know, one of the things that he told us just prior to the game tonight, Derek, for once, he's not sure that a really high-scoring game would be in his favor.
Absolutely, and traditionally Oklahoma likes to run the ball up the court and get inside us, get the ball up and play great transition basketball.
Bryant Reeves, 2 turnovers against Oklahoma State, and you could see Big Country wanted the foul to be called, but there was not one. Inside, the ball knocked away and almost tipped in by Reeves. Webster on the foul, and it's 9-2 Oklahoma.
Hello, look what I found. The ball fell right into the hands of Webster after it was deflected by Big Country, almost put it in the basket himself.
Oklahoma State looking for their first field goal. Both of their points came from the free throw line. Reeves with a turnaround. rebound, and there it is at the 16:58 mark.
That's a shot that Bryant Reeves has been able to, he's worked on very hard this past offseason and has really mastered it.
Falling away to the jumper, not there. Webster comes down with the rebound. Ossis has the lane cut off. No place to pass. Now goes back to Lewis.
Good heady play. Very nice play by Ossis. Playing smart basketball.
Almost stolen. Sooners will retrieve it. And I'll tell you, we are tight in this gym. Finally, with the jumper, won't go. I mean, I feel like we're out on the floor doing the play-by-play on this one.
This is exciting in here.
Randy Rutherford. Hodges knocked out of his hands by Brooks Thompson as they came down the floor.
Take a look at our game notes real quickly. Oklahoma out-rebounded in their last 5 games. They were out-rebounded against Oklahoma State 43-30 and 6-0 when they forced more than 20 turnovers. And Oklahoma State has been shooting very well. They shot very well in the first meeting, 56% from the field.
Conley on the miss. Reeves comes away with the rebound. Scott Pierce is checked into the lineup for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. He's a 6'8 junior, a transfer from Illinois. Bryant Reeves, turn around, he gets it. Big country now with back-to-back hoops.
Big country is very strong, and that's an area Oklahoma State has to take advantage of.
Webster in and out, and it goes back down, and they say his foot was on the line. It's a 2-pointer. 11-9, OU.
See Jeff Webster coming out being a lot more assertive in the Missouri game. He had somewhat of an upset stomach with his pregame meal a little bit too late, and now he is coming out looking for his shot.
Nathan about to check in for the Sooners. About to have played the first 5 minutes of this one, and boy, did we start off at a pace. Up and down and going after each other. Big country with an air ball. On the floor, Sooners will come away with it.
I don't think he was quite in rhythm for that shot.
Well, he shot it off the wrong foot, I believe. Webster with 3. Now, that's not good news for Eddie Sutton and his crew. He's got 7 early points. He had 6 on Saturday. Some people wondered what happened. But in talking with the staff, he had a little bit of a stomach virus on Saturday against Missouri. He does not have one tonight, the way he started. Rutherford for 3. Not there. Miner rips it down for the Sooners.
Well, Billy Tubbs also told us before the game, in order for his team to be successful, they've got to play good defense and also put the ball in the basket.
So let's take a break and catch our breath. 14:32 left until halftime.
Okay, ready, everyone? You all
We're looking at is the huddle of the Sooners, and they are all the way out at the free throw circle because the confines are very tight here at Stillwater. They want to stay away from all extraneous noise if that's possible. It's either there or the parking lot, I think.
And they also, it's a distraction sometimes when the fans are right behind your bench.
OU leads the series 108-73. The last meeting, Oklahoma State 105-89. Oklahoma has not been swept since 1981. Now, the numbers say OSU should be a comfortable favorite in this game. They won the opener at Norman. It has been 29 years, though, since they have won both after they won that opener over there. Just all kind of numbers show that this has been a hard one to sweep.
Yes, it's very hard. But Billy Tubbs in his coaching career at Oklahoma has won this series 6 times.
Stolen back by OU. And then the Cowboys come away with it. Scott Sutton in the lineup for Oklahoma State, handling the basketball right now. Yeah, Billy Tubbs has got a winning record here. He's 7-6. Bryant Reeves. OU gets the body on him, and the shot won't go.
Bryant Reeves has very good hands and has really worked on his footwork a lot more, but he is not a quick player when it comes to getting off a shot. Going to take a look at Webster coming down, trying to get position inside the lane. He's working real hard. He fakes to the baseline side and gets just inside the paint and gets pushed in the back. And he's working very hard to try to get the ball in his hands because he's feeling comfortable about getting that shot off.
Burley is the man who had the foul called on him. And team fouls, it's only the first against the Cowboys. Ed Hightower, the referee tonight. The two umpires, Bill Kennedy and Scott Thornley. Good heavens, it could bring the next rain to this part of the state. Boy, did he argue. 17-9.
Johnny Onchich is shooting the ball with so much confidence right now for Billy Tubbs' basketball team. Known for his passes, but now looking to be assertive on the scoring end.
Crowd wanting the foul inside as Reeves is really getting banged around. Maiden is the man working on him, and Miner comes down with a rebound. It's his fourth. Webster. Onchich on the hustle, gets the Karen. Pushed out of bounds, and Brooks Thompson will pick up the foul.
The Sooners are beating. They're actually beating the Cowboys to the ball, whether it's a loose ball, whether it's a rebound. They're getting to the ball first. Going to take a look at Big Country. Little bit of pushing and shoving inside, and as the ball goes up, he's trying to get the rebound. But once again, you take a look at the Sooners. Ryan Miner absolutely beats Bryant Reeves to the basketball.
You just joined us. 12:37 left until the halftime. Sooners 17-9. Trying to get a little revenge here in Stillwater tonight.
Good pressure defense, overplay.
Maiden for three. Not there. Little ill-advised on that one. Didn't really have a shot, but he took it anyway.
Not only didn't he have a shot, he had Big Country in his face.
Shot misses. Bryant on the follow, can't get it to go. Connolly rips it down.
Well, the fans wanted a foul. They felt like Reeves was hit on the arm. He was actually hit on his way to the rebound.
Well, shot altered because of Reeves being there. Won't show in the record books as a block, but you can bet he caused it.
A lot of times big guys will like to change shots more than they will block them, and that makes the guy think about coming back in there the next time.
Lewis sets it up. Miner for three. He forced that one. He got whacked on the arm. And let's see if he goes to the line for 2 or 3. It looks like 3.
I believe he was behind the line. Yes, sir. Giving him 3 shots from back there. But watch Ryan Miner. He's going to set his feet behind the line and feeling the shot. He's actually going to go up and take it from the outside with no idea whether the shot's going to go in or not. He just felt like he was going to get hit.
Scott Sutton picked up the foul. It's his first. It's the third against the Cowboys.
Ron, you think we're going to have to worry about the 35-second shot clock tonight?
Brendan Manzer checks into the lineup. He's number 14 as you look at what Miner has done tonight. Manzer is from here in Stillwater. Look at his nose. He had 24 stitches just a week ago. Yesterday he was lifting weights and had to have 6 more. We were here in the gym watching the workout. All of a sudden, Coach Sutton looked around and said, what in the world happened to him? So he now has, we are told, 30 stitches between his 2 eyebrows. Well, let's take a break. 19-9, Sooners with a 10-point margin.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight for your entertainment, the world.
Oklahoma leading by 10, and we talked to this man, Eddie Sutton, about the possibility of getting a victory tonight, which would be a sweep over OU.
For us to sweep them would be damaging as far as the conference race is concerned, but it will also be damaging probably as far as the NCAA tournament might be concerned. So I know Billy, he'll have his ball club at a fever pitch, and like I said, it'll be a war.
Well, Eddie is right on target with his prognostication there, because we're about to go to 11 minutes left in the first half, and the Sooners, they're smoking right now, 7 to 14, 50%. As Reeves scores, and let's see, yeah, we're going to count it, and he'll go to the line.
Oklahoma State had been playing great defense. Look at the positioning by Big Country inside, able to get the ball in his hands in traffic and still be able to go up and get that shot down. But he's been working very hard down in the low post just to get possession of that basketball, and he has to score in order for Oklahoma State to stay in this basketball game.
Ryan Miner gets the foul. It is the second against the Sooners. Now, if there's anything, you can't really knock anything about this young man's game as he concludes the 3 and swishes it. Free throw shooting is not his forte, but as you can see right there, He's still very capable.
He works very hard in practice, and the coach said that he actually can make about 40 out of 45 in practice. However, when it comes to the game, he just tightens up. He's only shooting 53% on the year. Look at this pass inside. Conley's trying to work down low to get position, and he actually gets 2 or 3 fingers and hands in the eye as he's turning for that shot.
Deontay Roberts will pick up the foul. It's his 4th. I think Roberts is going to be an awfully good one. Hodges falling away on the jumper and a push, and the foul against Oklahoma State. And it's against Roberts. He gets a 2nd foul in about 5 seconds. He's a freshman out of Edmond, Oklahoma, 6'5", 215.
Oklahoma's doing a good job trying to get to the boards and trying to pick up those loose balls, and getting pushed in the back is not going to help Oklahoma State's cause right now, trying to fight back in this game.
You can see Sean Alexander, number 24, is checked in for the Sooners. Conley muscles it up, misses the short jumper. Roberts clears, and here come the Cowboys. Nice bounce look, Sutton.
Great execution of a controlled fast break. Scott Sutton, I'm sorry, the younger brother of Sean Sutton, the recipient of that pass on the break.
5-point game. Laner not there, and they missed the jam. Minor on the follow, and he can't get it. Minor again has it blocked. Thompson takes it away.
This is a war.
I mean, there are bodies flying everywhere, and particularly in front of us. If we stop talking, we just can't see. Arches, the turnaround, yeah.
There is a reason why they call this the Bedlam series.
I figured you would come over and say that after a bit.
Bedlam, havoc, whatever you want to call it.
I lived in this state about 25 years ago, and when they told me Bedlam, it was as bad then. It's always been this way. They just really compete hard against one another.
As many football games as you see, I'll bet the football series has to be equally as tough.
It's a tough one. Under 10, 21-14, OU. Minor loses the ball. It's on the floor, and Brooks Thompson comes away with it.
Great hustle. Get on the floor. Get those floor burns.
Reeves inside, the body is down, tried to get it away so he'd pick up a foul, and there's nothing. And Eddie Sutton is out on the floor. Curry is about to check into the lineup, excuse me.
Spacing the floor out a little bit. Oklahoma trying to run a play. Get Big Country occupied. First time we're seeing the shot clock become effective.
Long jumper not there as the horn sounds. Reeves comes away with the rebound. That's 3 for him. Reeves has got 7 points to lead the way for the Cowboys offensively.
Cowboys need to work the ball inside to Reeves once again and get him back involved with the offense.
Just inside the line, knocks it down. Manzer. Well, the stitches are not bothering his vision.
Not at all. Manzer's a local product from right here in Stillwater.
In fact, his daddy works at the scoring table right here. Just over to our left. Minor changes hands. And the foul is called on Scott Sutton. So there's a stoppage in play. 5-point lead for the Sooners. We'll be right back to Stillwater. 5-point lead for the visitors. By the way, tune into the Deuce on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, for a big SEC showdown. Number 3, Arkansas against number 4, Kentucky. And if you don't have ESPN2, call your local cable operator today. Arkansas and Kentucky. Let's show you a replay real quick. The crowd was wanting a foul on OU a moment ago, but watch what Reeves does. Well, we'll show it to you in a second. I'm sorry. Producing from the table. I shouldn't have done that.
A lot of contact. That's what you're trying to say in so many words. A lot of contact taking place underneath the basket down here.
Conley misses on the jumper, and as they fight for the return, Oklahoma will come back away with it. Curry.
Excellent hustle once again by the Sooners getting to the ball. Going to take a look at the previous play down on the other end. Watch Bryant Reeves as he's working for position. Actually pushes Maiden right down on the floor, and in trying to get the shot off, his legs get tangled.
You know what? And here's what just happened at this end of the floor. Big Country gets mauled, and this time Oklahoma is called for the foul. That one is against Calvin Curry, his first. You know, also you can see as he went down, Maiden also had his leg wrapped around him on that previous play.
Might have done that intentionally, I think. 2-3 zone by Oklahoma. Going to force the Cowboys to put the ball up from the outside. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Rutherford can't get it to go. That tip comes across to Webster. 5 rebounds for him. And he palmed it. Look at the rebound story here. 19-10 OU and 9 offensive boards.
Those offensive rebounds are really telling the story right now.
5 came in that one sequence a while ago when Minor just wouldn't give up down underneath the hoop about 4 trips ago.
Absolutely. Sooners are just getting after it. That's what coaches call it. They hustle. They're getting after the ball on both ends of the court and just simply just working. They're working very hard after those loose balls.
Reeves squared up to the hoop. He said, let's just take the 15-footer, and he knocks it down. The man has massive hands.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons the rotation is so sweet coming off on his shot.
Yeah, and it amazes you because he's not a very good free throw shooter, but he is in terms of being able to shoot the ball on the move around the free throw line.
Foul is going to be against Burley. It's his second.
Watch Webster as he's working for position. We're going to get this, what we call this lock and lob over the top. As he receives the ball down low, he gets hit in the back, but it's an excellent job by Jeff Webster just working to maintain that position and holding it so he can receive the pass.
There have been very few fouls so far that guys have not gotten their money's worth. I can tell you that.
I think we're going to see that all night.
Cowboys have already put Oklahoma into the bonus with 7 fouls. Of course, that was a shooting violation. Here are the numbers the last time. And Webster tonight, well, he is off to a very good start. 9 points.
9 points already after having only 6 points in his last meeting at Missouri Saturday.
Thompson for 3, gets it.
I think if Oklahoma State continues to rotate the ball quickly, Thompson has the ability to shoot the ball from beyond the NBA range.
Alexander literally had to be caught by his coaches to keep from going back over the chairs. And Bryant Reeves blocks that shot, and a whistle and a foul, and that's going to be called on Curry, his second.
Again, another loose ball situation. Watch Big Country down low. Bryant Reeves, number 50. He's going to work, play great defense, try to get the position, can't get it. He's going to stay in there, get the block shot, and he's going to continue to work and fight to try to get the ball back in the hands of the Cowboys.
About to go under 5 minutes left until halftime. Sooners steal it. Lewis against Rutherford. Off to Webster. Good heavens. He's in double figures.
Running the floor. Jeff Webster is a great athlete, 6 feet 8.5, 232 pounds out of Carl Albert High School.
Reeves not there. The battle inside, and you say nope, stepped on the line. Better be careful now.
Did you notice that there were 4 red shirts and only 1 white shirt? Oklahoma State was actually backing out to get back on defense, and that's because Oklahoma, when they get possession of the basketball, they like that transition game. They want to run.
4-point Sooner lead.
Oklahoma State's going to have to crash the offensive boards. I don't care if it's selective, but someone's going to have to go in there.
Burley misses on the shot, has to follow, and Reeves jams it home.
That's what we're talking about. You get a chance because of the height advantage that Oklahoma State has. They can get some second and third chance opportunities. You just have to go in there and put your nose around the rim.
This is a 14-6 run by the Cowboys. They've cut it to 2. The lob inside, and Burley steals it.
Great defense.
Thompson can put him in front. He does. Hodges and Miner prepare to check in.
This is what the crowd wants. Get this lead and try to get the score up.
Lewis, a lot of time left on the shot clock. Alexander open inside, gets the easy 2.
Nice ball movement. Whenever you're being overplayed, you have a chance to go back door, get some of those easy layups. You just have to keep moving without the ball to the open spot.
Oklahoma back on top by 1. They've led by as many as 10. Thompson hanging, gets it right along the baseline. Great athletic move.
He is such a leader out there on the court. He wants the ball in his hands so he can make the decisions whether to pass it or whether to keep it and take the shot himself.
Almost gets the steal and winds up on press row. Let's take a break. 3:37 left until the halftime. It is Bedlam. Oklahoma State leading by 1. By the way, plenty of great hoop action tomorrow on Super Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern Time. Number 12 against number 11, Michigan and Indiana. And the reason it's so big, well, as you look at this one tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Time, look at the standings in the Big Ten Conference. 7-2 and 7-2. Something's got to give, and tomorrow evening it will. And another good one following that, LSU against Alabama for the Southeastern Conference. All part of Super Tuesday.
I think one of the surprise teams in that conference has to be Purdue. Glenn Robinson showing he's got big shoulders.
Webster knocks it down, and now Webster with 13 first-half points.
Jeff Webster showing that he has great ability. Now confidence to be able to put the ball on the floor and take that shot from long range.
Thompson, look at the help from Hodges. Lost the ball, and it messed up his rhythm. So he gets it back out to the perimeter.
You've got to have help on a guy like Big Country down low. Once he receives the ball, Bryant Reeves, he is strong enough that he can actually power his way right into the hoop.
Reeves on the turnaround jumper, gets it. 3 seconds showing on the shot clock.
Well, he might have been in the lane about 4 or 5 seconds, but he kept moving and just got a very soft touch for a guy his size, as you talked about his big hands.
Hodges goes down. Webster off balance, but he was standing on the line, and it's good for 2.
Hey,
Hodges got killed on the screen.
Jeff Webster's looking to light it up here. He just scored 44 points against SMU.
Sooners by 1. We're about to go under 2 minutes until halftime. Reeves going to take the jumper. Misses it, but a foul and a hold inside.
Not a good foul by Ken Conley because you got a guy like that who likes to post up down low. You want to just put your hand straight up in the air.
Well, at the intermission, we'll go back to our college basketball studio with John Saunders and Clark Kellogg for the Delta Faucet halftime report. They'll have a report on the Syracuse-Georgetown game, other scores and highlights, and Clark Kellogg's analysis. All of that and more on the Delta Faucet halftime report. Reeves goes to the line, and if you joined us late, if you wonder, And Billy Tubbs did say before the ball game, he said, I wonder why everyone is so concerned about what I wear. But he said it gets warm in this arena. From time to time, people throw things. So one time he and his staff wore golf shirts. And tonight they have elected not to go coat and tie. And Billy just hollered over here and said, are we seeing any of these fouls on replay? Tonight it's sweaters. Big Country tonight, 6 of 11 from the field. And he has 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 14 points for him.
Shooting is something that Eddie Sutton talked about yesterday, that he forces his guys to get out and work on every day, and has his assistant coaches out there passing the ball. He's got these machines that actually are rebounding machines.
Webster can't get it to go. Brooks Thompson pulls it out. Cowboys are tied. They can break it here. Dishes it off. Nice transition game for the Cowboys. Roberts was right there in the wing. Launches for 3. Roberts has it stolen by Minor.
Well, these teams are getting up and down the court so fast, we don't even have time to get many words in, but just excellent transition basketball by both these teams, and a nice dish off by Brooks Thompson on the left side just to try to get that ball inside. Big Country was on the right filling the lane, but both these teams want to get the ball up and down the court as quickly as they can to try to get those easy high percentage shots. And Keontae Roberts actually runs down and fills the lane and gets that easy slam dunk.
Roberts grabs down the rebound.
Sooners are giving up on that zone defense. Now going to a man-to-man.
Out there, Reeves battles for the rebound, and on the floor, save for the Sooners. Ancho.
Here they come.
Webster can't get it to go.
You know, when Oklahoma gets the ball off a loose ball, even out of bounds, they have one of the best fast breaks. I don't care if it's controlled or out of control. They're going to get down and try to attack the basket, and Jeff Webster gives this ball a little flip at the end. I think had he just gone straight in to lay it up, it might have gone down, but that is an excellent opportunity to run up and down the floor.
Webster showing terrific athletic ability and control. He took the jump step, tried to square himself even more. Couldn't bring it totally under control. That's his first miss for the free throw line tonight. He's 2 of 3. He is 6 of 9 from the field.
And have shot most of those shots he's taken have been from pretty long range outside the 15-foot area.
Misses them both. Now maybe a little case of fatigue here as we get down to the final minute of this opening half, as the Sooners miss 3 in a row. Cowboys by a pair.
I don't know if fatigue may be a problem, maybe a little jet lag.
Burley, he was not beyond the line. Good for 2. And the Cowboys now with a 4-point margin. And here come the locals standing and making noise.
This is a great rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in college basketball. Fans come all the way from Norman over here to Stillwater and vice versa. The governor of the state is reported to be here in this building.
4 seconds. Webster hanging, not there. Rebounded by Oklahoma State, and we are at halftime. It's intermission. Oklahoma State down by 10. They're now up by 4. Halftime, John Saunders. I think you can see why they call it the Bedlam Series.
All right, Ron, absolutely. We expect more of that in the second half. 4-point contest, and welcome to the Delta.
5-31. Oklahoma State with their largest lead, and it came just before halftime. The Sooners led by as many as 10. And Derek, the numbers in the first 20 minutes.
Well, Oklahoma State came on late in that period and got a chance to shoot the ball a lot better from the field. Now almost 50%, 47% from the field. But take a look at the rebounding edge. Oklahoma still has that edge, and also offensive rebounds. But I think, let's take a look at our scoring.
Webster certainly right on schedule. Conley is the one, along with Curry, who need to step up.
Well, Calvin Curry not only has not scored, he has not taken a shot so far in that first half, averaging almost 13 points a game. He's got to shoot the ball.
Well, now, there was a discussion earlier, and now there is another discussion. Ed Hightower came over when I asked him, and he said that some of the players were complaining that the ball they were using was slick. But now, I assume that was the same question again. They didn't like the ball that had gone out there, so they have another one.
Well, most people are not aware that, especially players in high school and college, that you have a choice at the beginning of the game of which ball you want to use. The captains should go out and actually test that ball to find out if it's the one they like.
Webster picks it up where he left off in the first half. 17 now for him.
Jeff Webster's feeling very, very confident about his jump shot right now. He needs to get the ball in his hands if you're an Oklahoma Sooner fan.
We had 7 lead changes and 3 ties in the first half. And as I mentioned, the largest lead by the Sooners, that was at 10. They go inside to Reeves. But Buddy, if he gets it down that low, you're going to have a supreme effort to keep him from scoring.
That's Big Country's office down there. He is very, very confident. He goes down and punches the clock, and he also puts the ball in the hole.
Reeves has 16 and a jumper. The Sooners come out. 2 for 2 is Conley. We just talked about he needed to step it up for the Sooners to be successful here and gain a little revenge, and he does.
Conley had a terrific game against Missouri. 19 points, 11 rebounds, and he's also a very good passer, and that was his 3rd start of the year last game.
Big Country called for the violation. It's his first.
Take a look at Bryant as he's working down inside. Little too physical on that play, but he's always working, trying to improve his position down there. He's a pretty big guy, almost 290 pounds, 7 feet tall.
From Gans, Oklahoma, a city of about 300.
That's a small town, man.
Over toward the Arkansas line.
7 players on his high school basketball team.
Jumper and that one go, and look at Minor. And he compensates for Reeves coming after him. That is really a fine move.
That's an excellent, outstanding athletic move by Ryan Minor, getting the rebound and knowing where Big Country is and still being able to, floating, get that ball up to the basket and put it home.
So we now have had 4 ties in this ball game. Brooks Thompson unlucky on the shot and the rebound, and here comes Minor.
Does he have a nice-looking rotation on that jump shot? I know he's left-handed. Most of those guys look kind of funny anyway, but Ryan's got a very nice rotation on his release.
Minor now has 9 rebounds in this ball game. Webster, they get him down low, and he gets bumped out of bounds, and I believe Rutherford.
You get a chance to take a look at the offensive rebound by Ryan Minor coming in from the left side of your screen. Grabs it with the left hand and looking right in the eyes of Big Country as he releases that ball and able to get it to go home. But that is a very athletic move because all in one motion without putting the ball on the floor, he gets a rebound and puts it back in.
Rebounded by Burley. You can see Roberts, Deontay Roberts is checked back into the lineup. Thompson for 3 just off the mark. And inside, you're going to go against Roberts, and that's 3 on him.
Well, Keontae Roberts wanted the ball on the fast break. We saw on the defensive end, Oklahoma State came up with the rebound, but failed to get it out, and he was a little frustrated because he didn't get the ball, and he goes down and commits that foul. But he's a freshman, and he's going to be a very good player because he is such a hard worker.
Nobody comes out to pick him up, so he says, I'm going to take it, and he rips it for 2.
That's a good shot for Conley. He's going to have to take that shot to make Bryant Reeves come away from the basket. So now that's a 6 point. He's now going to have an opportunity to open up the inside for his teammates.
Sooners back on top by a pair. Reeves, good quick takeoff. Oklahoma coaches are calling for Reeves to be the 3-second violation, but there won't be a call like that. Meanwhile, at the other end, Conley picks up the violation.
Well, we're going to take a look at this previous play as you see Big Country operate. The thing I like about him is that as he's receiving the ball, he doesn't put it on the floor. He actually takes it straight up and avoids the contact and able to get that shot off because he's leaning in the basket. A lot of big guys have a habit of trying to get their balance by dribbling once or twice.
Roberts driving to the hoop. Cowboys come away with it as he gets his own. Burley not there, and Minor now with double figures on rebounds.
Minor's got what we call on the playground hops. He's got good hops, able to get off the floor very, very quickly.
Lewis trying to pass it inside, stolen by Reeves. That's 6 turnovers against him, and here come the Sooners right back, and they got numbers. They don't have size, but they have numbers, so Anches pulls up and shoots the 3.
Is that confidence?
I'm 6 feet. I'm not going to drive against a 7-foot guy.
Pulled up behind the three-point arc with a 3-on-1 fast break. Coaches usually say, don't you? No, no, yes!
42-39. Anches now with 8 points.
Oklahoma State wants to get the ball down low again. Get it to Big Country. He's shooting very well down there. Get the ball in his hands. Get it to your money man.
Roberts for 3. Rutherford, I beg your pardon. Good heavens. He had 33 the first time these two clubs got together.
Last year he made the All-Big 8 newcomer team as well as the All-Underrated team. Very good athlete.
Rutherford has 6 points, and both of them are 3-pointers. The quick look inside to Webster and hits the turnaround.
I like Jeff Webster. Active once he gets the ball in his hands and knows how to finish. He can turn left or right, even put it on the floor and get around his man.
19 points, 6 of 12 from the field. Reeves is going to be fouled going to the hoop.
Like Minor picked up that foul. Going to take a watch Webster working down low. Knows how to get position down on the block, and he's working to get it in his hands and rolls away from the defense, still able to find the hoop.
Well, there's a timeout. 14:53 left in the ball game. The Sooners by a couple. Score here in Stillwater, 44-42. The Oklahoma Sooners on top. And we have just played just over 5 minutes here in the second half. And they picked it up right where they left off. 3-point attempt. Count it. Rutherford now has hit 3 shots in the game in a row from outside the 19-9 strike.
Well, that's a good start. That's a good game so far for Randy Rutherford because his last 6 games he's only been shooting 30% from the field.
Away from the ball. The foul is going to go against Oklahoma State's Scott Pierce.
Watch the bumping. Pierce is playing great defense, almost trying to get inside Webster's uniform and just actually pulls him down to the ground, but you got to give Webster some credit. He did an awful lot of acting on that play.
2 fouls now against Pierce. Inside to Webster, getting bumped by Big Country, and he just falls back and said, doesn't matter, I'll hit it from here.
That's tough. That's a very tough shot. But see, that's what happens when a guy like Jeff Webster or a shooter gets in rhythm. He is now in a zone and able to shoot the ball almost on his back.
9 of 13. Wow. Shooting tonight. Many think he could be the next really good representative. I'll tell you what, his rival Rutherford says, I can do what you can do, and I can do it better. 12 points for him, all 3-pointers. He's 4 of 7.
Nice job by Randy Rutherford to get his team back on the map.
Scott Pierce comes back with the in-your-face in the block.
Take a look at Webster. He's working down low again and coming from the backside. You see Scott Pierce knocking that ball away, but watch Jeff Webster next time he gets the ball. He's a smart player. Probably give a head fake and get back to the free throw line. Little bit of talking going on out there. (48-46) Cowboys. And Minor has
been called for the foul away from the ball. That's 3 on him.
Oklahoma's trying to run a baseline screen to try to get someone open, and also probably look inside once you get the ball in the corner. Get it back to Jeff Webster because he is hot right now.
Sooners with 3 team fouls in the second half. Cowboys with 4. Minor looked over toward the bench as the coaches were about to substitute for him, and he said, "I'm okay, leave me in."
The way he's playing, he is okay.
Well, I'll tell you, if you lose him with what he's done on the board, you really lose a lot of empathy. Rutherford not there, miss on the tip, and Maiden will get it for the Sooners. Launches with a bounce pass, and Webster gets hammered from behind. Pierce will get the foul, his 3rd, and Webster will go to the line to try to make it 24 points.
That was a very nice entry pass. Take a look at Anches making this entry pass away from Scott Pierce and able to get it into Webster's hands. And with the soft hands he has, once he receives the ball and feeling confident, he's able to put it up on the board. But excellent assist pass from the entry.
I mentioned the fact that many think Webster will be the next really good representative out of this conference in the NBA. Speaking of that, the Big 8 All-Stars on the NBA team this time in the East, John Starks from here at OSU, of course, from New York. Mookie Blaylock from the Sooners with Atlanta. Danny Manning from Kansas plays with the Clippers. And, of course, Mitch Richmond, Kansas State with Sacramento, and he is a starter.
That's a tremendous compliment to the Big 8 Conference. I think they have some outstanding talent in this league.
I'll tell you, Mitch is the first starter since Wilt Chamberlain. You got to go back to 1973 from this conference.
Well, Mitch Richmond's having a great year for the Sacramento Kings, even though the Kings are not.
Manzer says, hey, stitches or no, I can do this stuff.
30 stitches in his forehead and still able to put that ball in the basket.
13 lead changes is what we've had. Whistle away from the ball, and who we got? Lewis.
Pushed in the back with 2 hands by Pete Lewis.
Look at this, 6 ties, as we mentioned, 13 lead changes. The largest lead, OU, that was 19-9, and Oklahoma State led at halftime by 4. That's their biggest. We got 12:34 to play.
Both these teams are able to fill it up on the offensive end. OU is averaging almost 89 points a game. OSU is averaging 83 points a game. So they're both capable of filling it up, but right now they're playing excellent defense.
Teams number 3 and number 4 in the Big 8 Conference regular season race. Thompson, the pass, he was heading the other direction, and Lewis, that could be goal.
Nope, I don't think, nope, ball was on its way up. Excellent defense, taking the ball right to the goal. Pete Lewis is going to go up as he gets fouled on the way by, but this ball is on its way up. There's no question. That is not goaltending. You don't think so, Ron?
That ball was headed to the glass.
It was headed to the glass.
Which
You're right.
is not going to be the bottom of the arc.
Has to be on its downward flight toward the basket. In college basketball, it can't even touch the glass on its way up.
Lewis gets the first, so it's back to 1. Misses the second, and Rutherford grabs it down. Lewis almost with another steal.
Well, the fans aren't yelling for Bryant Reeves to take that shot again. Not with the air ball he threw up earlier.
Burley, not there. Minor battles for it, and it comes out of bounds right here in front of us. So there's a timeout on the floor. 11:51 left in our ball game. Oklahoma State by 1. 51-50 Oklahoma State, and here are the standings in the Big 8 Conference race. Missouri on top, 7-0. Then comes Kansas at 5-2. And when you look at Oklahoma State, they're 4-2, but only 2 down in the loss column. And of course, the Sooners could take a big step and put a big one on the Oklahoma State here with a win tonight to take them to both 4 and 3.
See Kansas in second place there in the conference, but they're the first team in the country to get to 20 wins.
That's right.
So far this year.
Webster dribbled right into Thompson and lost the ball.
Dribbled out of and then right into trouble.
8 turnovers against the Sooners. Rutherford, 4-3. He's hit 5 shots tonight. 4 of them in the second half. They're all 3-pointers. He's got 15.
Randy Rutherford is capable of lighting it up.
Anches. 2-pointer. He's in double figures.
Okay, the last 4 games, Anches has averaged 21 points a game from the point guard position.
Under the clock, into Reeves, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple. James Maiden is guilty of the violation. It's going to be 16 fouls against Oklahoma.
Watch the positioning by Bryant Reeves. He's going to have to, I know he got fouled in the back, but he's going to have to be able to absorb some of that contact and still try to ram that ball home. But it was a nice foul by Maiden over the back, but Bryant Reeves showing his strength to be able to maintain his position down in the low post area.
Let me change it. 5 team fouls against the Sooners, so they still got a couple to give before the bonus. Or
Look,
one more.
If there's one guy on this team you want to foul, it's Bryant Reeves, only shooting 53% from the free throw line.
We're at 10:42 left in the ball game, and that was the first free throw point by Oklahoma State in this half.
They're not getting the ball inside enough.
Well, they haven't had to. They've had 4 three-pointers outside. Reeves battles again, and Lewis comes away with it.
Was he shooting? Was he in the act of shooting? Yes. Ed Hightower says Miner was looking to shoot that basketball.
That's 3 on Brooks Thompson.
Now, was he from behind the arc or not? That's my question. Is his foot behind the line?
Yeah.
No, he's on the line.
On it, what's what I meant. He's on the line. That's your reason is 2. And in fact, the Oklahoma coaching staff looked over here and said, was it 2 or 3?
Right.
And the call was right on it.
But Miner was going down 1 against 3 to take that 19-foot jump shot. I understand confidence, but it's a little crazy with a game this close.
(55-54). Miner now with 9 points, and he's in double figures on rebound, but he's also playing with 3 fouls.
Playing a very smart game defensively and also giving a tremendous lift to the Sooners rebounding wise.
Sutton with the lob pass into Reeves, and he gets the easy 2.
Big Country is feeling awfully comfortable with getting the ball up on the board.
Miner had it blocked and knocked down, and the ball is going to stay
Oklahoma.
with Oklahoma.
Bryant Reeves showing how athletic he is, making the basket on one end and coming down and knocking that ball away on the defensive end.
Wasn't the right hand I was looking at. It was the left hand. It was in his midsection. Lewis. Can't get it. Here comes Thompson. And you talk about a guy that throws it away. Webster with his easiest 2 of the night. He's got 26.
Well, Lewis again playing excellent perimeter defense, playing almost as if he's a center fielder, coming up with another steal. He's the only player for Billy Tubbs to start every game this year.
Brooks Thompson, 10 points, but he got them all in the first half. And I think he wants so badly to win. It's going to be Lewis who's called for the foul. but he wants so badly to win.
Yes.
Maybe one of the reasons on the throwaway a moment ago. Maybe trying just a little too hard.
That does happen. You're going to see Bryant Reeves he's getting the ball again in the low post area, and instead of taking it straight up to the basket, he's trying to gain position by putting it on the floor, and that's how he gets the ball stripped away. Fortunately, a foul was called.
16 fouls. So the next time the Sooners send to Oklahoma State into the bonus, Sooners are already in the bonus. Here's the jumper. 2 points just inside the line.
That's a very smooth shot by Brooks Thompson. I like the rotation. He started his college basketball career at Texas A&M.
Coach Sutton said he's more disciplined. He is just working harder on his defense.
Yes.
But what a leader on the floor. He really wants to make it happen.
Fiery, fierce competitor.
Webster not there. Thompson comes away with the rebound.
If he had made that shot, I was ready to throw my hands up. Big Country had him almost parallel to the floor on his back.
Sutton, good look inside, and that's 2 assists by Sutton in the last couple of minutes that have been big.
Scott Sutton is one of the best passers on this basketball team for Eddie Sutton. His dad.
Biggest lead of the night, 5 points by Oklahoma State. They can push it out to 7 or 8. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left to play. Big Country with the turnaround. They battle inside. Reeves over the back, and he's going to be called for the foul.
Reeves going after this loose ball that's tipped 2 or 3 times, trying to keep the offensive rebound alive.
Foul is on LSU, Bryant Reeves, and that is his second.
It's a couple times down the floor. Brooks Thompson coming around a low post double screen, right in rhythm. Does he have a smooth shot? I like that, even though he is a little awkward with that left hand.
Also in for the Cowboys, number 32, Terry Collins, and checking in for you.
I think Oklahoma's going to have to try to get the ball down low a little bit more. Webster, when he's gotten it on the low post area, he's actually fading away from the basket. I think if you want to do anything, you want to try to get inside and attack Big Country, get him in foul trouble, and get him out of the game. And on the other side of the ball, Oklahoma State, they're running a great transition game. That's how they've been able to get this lead. They're getting easy baskets, high percentage shots.
This is the front end of the 1-and-1. Big Country, by the way, has only 2 fouls.
That's what I mean. Oklahoma has to get the ball inside on their offensive end. Take the action to him. Get the big guy in foul trouble.
Coach Sutton's going to spread it out a little bit here. Now OSU wants a timeout. So we'll take a break. 7:45 left for the ball game. Cowboys by 5. Coach Eddie Sutton of Oklahoma State coaching his alma mater now. 61-56, his team on top. And the storyline brought to you by Pizza Hut. Oklahoma out rebounding Oklahoma State 31-29. Webster 61%. Everybody else at 31% from the field. And OSU, well, in the second half, as you look at Brooks Thompson, and I talked about what a leader, what this young man tries to do. This was after that jumper he hit a moment ago.
Showing a lot of emotion out there. He and Randy Rutherford are shooting the ball very well from outside the arc, but they've done a good job with controlling the tempo of this basketball game. That's how they've been able to get the lead and keep and sustain this lead. But they can't get conservative with the basketball. They still have to look to score. They always have an outlet to get the ball inside. Rutherford is 5 out of 7 from long range.
Shot clock down to 5. Good hit. That's a 24-footer.
It was longer than that. That is what you call confidence. Randy Rutherford now 6 out of 8 from long range, and that was a tremendous shot.
Burley is called for the foul as Webster will go to the line.
Well, the shot clock is running down, and Rutherford can see it. He's looking right at it, but he has to be at least 5 or 6 feet behind the college three-point line and able to drain the bottom of the net.
Well, he's got 18 points, 6 3-pointers. Burley, by the way, 3 fouls. Well, we have just been handed a note that Rutherford, that equals his career best. He had 6 against Oklahoma last year, and the school record is held by Brooks Thompson and also Darvin Alexander with 7. I'd say that that record is well within reach. It's in danger.
Yes, it is. Still got over 7 minutes to go in this game. Sooners are overplaying. And a 1-3-1.
Thompson. Hit on the wrist by Alexander.
Brooks Thompson starting to show his leadership out there on the floor. Now he's splitting the seams of the defense and getting inside the free throw line area, which is where you can cause a lot of damage. You have options once you get to the middle of the court. Pass it left or right, or even take that shot. And Brooks is feeling awfully confident with that jumper.
Scott Michael Carter, SMC. All the Oklahoma State Cowboy players wear that. Young man was a cancer victim who was a very close friend of this basketball team. His dad was an alumnus here. He would send Coach Sutton ties from time to time to wear at ball games. And in fact, some of the Cowboys were pallbearers at his funeral. He was just a young man that was a very special person to this program. And anyway, they thought they would honor him by wearing his initials on their jersey. Scott Michael Carter. That's the reason for the SMC.
Sooners are going to have to come down and get an easy basket in this next exchange. By easy, I mean either an open jump shot or get the ball down in the paint. Let Webster operate. He's taken a couple of fall-away jump shots and not allowed the Sooners to get second chance opportunities, get any offensive rebounds. He's got to attack the glass. Take it inside.
Knocked away, stolen by Collins. The first 2 for him tonight.
Tremendous defensive pressure by Oklahoma State.
Long 3.
A long 3.
Calvin Curry saw a 25-footer a moment ago, and he said, I can't resist it. I got to do the same thing.
That was from the parking lot.
67 to 61. Well, we've seen everything in this one tonight. Brooks Thompson for 3. Webster left alone. And a tip by Lewis for the 2.
That's another offensive rebound given up by Oklahoma State. This game is far from over. Oklahoma State is still going to have to look to attack the basket, and they got the outlet anytime they want it. Get the ball down low to Big Country.
Interesting that a 6'3" player sneaked inside and got the tip.
What happens sometimes when you have guys who are good rebounders, they'll look at each other. You got more than one athletic player. They'll look at each other to, you got the ball? No, you get the ball. Billy Tubbs is over here asking for situations.
Stolen, taken away from Thompson. Webster against Big Country, falling away. In and out, unlucky, and that one. Minor gets hammered by Thompson. And if it is against him, and I think it is, it's going to be 4.
Ryan Minor, as you talked about earlier, is doing a terrific job of rebounding on both ends of the floor. Take a look at this mismatch right here. Webster's doing a fadeaway right on Bryant Reeves, but coming out of nowhere, once again, Ryan Minor's going to come up with an offensive rebound and get his team back to the free throw line. But that's a big foul, number 4 on Brooks Thompson, who has to leave the game. Minor's normally a pretty good free throw shooter, shooting 80% on the year.
Missed misses, and the Sooners are only 2 of 4, 2 of 6 this half. Those 4 that they've missed, it cost them at least a tie.
Not a bad foul because you sent the 50%, 53% free throw shooting Bryant Reeves to the line.
17 fouls now against the Sooners. Foul is on Webster.
Get a chance to stop the clock at the same time.
Webster has 2. 4:49 left in the ball game. Big Country misses. He's 3 of 6 on the evening, but the Cowboys come away with a rebound.
Not a very popular decision.
It's going to be 3 fouls on Scott Sutton, but biggest of all, he gives the ball back to the Sooners. What could have been a 6 or a 7-point margin as Eddie Sutton paces the sideline. Now the Sooners can come back and cut it to 2, maybe even 1.
After coming up with a big offensive rebound, the Cowboys had a chance to extend this lead.
Curry. And now Curry maybe should have to look at being a little bit more responsible because Webster has been hot enough. You can't just take it for the sake of taking it.
And Anches hasn't really looked at the basket much lately on the offensive end.
Going to be stolen away to Webster. Doesn't see the backside pressure, but the Sooners will get it.
Webster was trying to think of how he was going to dunk this basketball and was not paying attention to how many defensive men were in front of him.
That's really good hustle by Rutherford.
Yeah, excellent hustle by Rutherford to get down and tip that ball away. You have to be conscious of going down and trying to make the basket. Leave the showboating at home.
Eddie Sutton likes his guards, and you can see why. Turn around by Curry. Tip inside, and it's minor.
I thought that was goaltending by Big Country. The ball did hit the glass, but it appeared to be on the way in. The officials did not call it, but the Sooners stayed after it and was able to stick that back in. Another offensive rebound. Excellent pressure defense by the Sooners. Not allowing Oklahoma State to catch the ball where they want to catch it.
Burley, they leave him alone, and he nails it just inside the free throw line.
Fred Burley needs to be more assertive on the offensive end for this basketball team, for the Oklahoma State basketball team. Only his 4th point on the evening.
But what a time for it to come. A 4-point lead. And there's a timeout. Cowboys 69, Sooners 65. We'll be right back.
Call it nature's original.
4-point game. Oklahoma State leads. Hoop action continues tonight at Big Money, presented by Bud Light. At midnight, UNLV hosts Long Beach State. 49ers will have their hands full with the running rep Reggie Manuel, ranking number 3 in the Big West in scoring and 5th in three-pointers. That's around midnight tonight. Ron Franklin and Derek Dickey from Stillwater, Oklahoma. The Bedlam Series continues to live up to its billing.
Well, we got a 4-point game here with just over 3 minutes to go. Webster needs to take the ball off the dribble right to the basket. There you go.
Gets it. He has 30 points now.
He has a chance. He's quick enough that he can dribble right around Big Country, who's guarding him out on the floor. And in the last couple of times down, he's actually pulled up and shot a fadeaway jumper. He doesn't need to do that.
Webster from the floor tonight is 12 of 21.
And that's after a 6-point performance against Missouri on Saturday.
Reeves, that's another good feed, and you let him get in there, not much you can do.
That's bread and butter. You take that ball right back inside every time.
Knocked away, stolen. Rutherford against Minor.
It appeared to be a good block on the top. However, Minor got a little bit of the body and picks up his 4th foul.
Now, foul trouble. Minor now with 4. Lewis 3, Webster 2.
Rutherford going in for this shot, and it appears to be a good block over the top. But look at the body contact.
Yeah, he's
very good call.
He's just going to make sure that he's going to have to go to the line to get the points. Now, foul trouble for the Cowboys. Thompson with 4, Burley with 3, Pierce with 3, Sutton and Roberts also with 3. But the first 2 to reach the 4 mark, Minor and Thompson. 16 second-half points.
He has come alive.
Knocked away, Rutherford gets it. And the Cowboys now with a 5-point margin at 2:19.
And possession of the basketball. That's the big key. Get a chance to run another 30 seconds off the clock. Don't need to foul. Oklahoma still has a chance without fouling. They just don't want to allow an offensive rebound in this situation. 6 on the shot clock.
That ties the record. 7 3-pointers.
That ties also the record for the longest shot on the evening. He had to be, again, 5 or 6 steps behind the 3-point arc.
He's 7 of 9 from 3-point range and further. Curry way outside, not there. Rutherford grabs it off, and the Cowboys are about to go 5-2 in Big 8 Conference play. Thompson, nice dish, and that'll do it for Minor. That's 5 on him.
Look at this back-breaking shot by Rutherford. Look how far behind the 3-point arc he is, even with a defender in his face. Randy Rutherford's able to drain that shot. That it looks like it's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back of Billy Tubbs' Oklahoma Sooners.
So 1 minute left in the ball game, 75-67. Minor fouls out with 11 points and 13 rebounds. Sports Center coming up next. Mike Tirico and Chris Myers standing by. Some of the top stories will include Michael Jordan joins the White Sox. And by the way, if Jordan goes to the minor league club that they're talking about, he could open his season in Oklahoma City, and the folks here in this state are all a titter about that, I'll tell you. Also, Dixon and Heat do battle, and Tanya battles a tow truck. That and more coming up on Sports Center immediately following.
Tanya's been in the news a little bit too much. I think that's going overboard to cover her truck getting towed away.
60 seconds left. .25 points and 7 rebounds for this fella. Well, not Brooks, but for Bryant Reeves. The big 7-footer from Gans, Oklahoma.
He gets to the free throw line a lot, so if he were to shoot about 70+% from the free throw line, his point average would probably increase another 4, 5, 6 points.
And for people saying he's a junior, will he go? No. He's going to stay for his senior year. He works very hard, and he thinks he can improve that much more. And I think he's very smart for doing it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. This past summer was very valuable because he went with Team USA to a European tour, so he needs to gain more experience and also become a lot more confident and mature with the game of basketball.
Reeves now with 27 points.
And his 8th rebound. Big country. Look at the shot going up by Ontis, but take a look at Bryant Reeves, the big man. They call him Big Country here. Teammates just call him Country. Coming away with another rebound, getting back to the free throw line.
Bryant Reeves once again at the line for two.
Misses this one with 50 ticks left on the clock. Ryan, by the way, is exactly right. Misters Tirico and Meyer standing by. 5 of 9 for Big Country at the line tonight.
Six out of 10 for the big guy.
Curry for 3.
Curry's taken a couple of ill-advised shots earlier in the latter part of the second half. And those are shots you and I agree should have gone in the hands of Jeff Webster.
I'm not sure they're shots, they're launches.
Yeah, because he hasn't really, not only has he not put the ball in the basket, he hasn't drawn iron, or he hasn't given his team an opportunity to come up with offensive rebounds because everybody else was out of position.
Rutherford, did he break the record? Yes. He's now in the books with 8. The man from Broken Bow has broken the Sooners back tonight. That's incredible. 8 3-pointers. Well, we got 2 seconds left. Sports Center will be coming your way immediately following this ball game. Derek, it's very interesting, and a good point can be made as you watch the replay of this work here by Brooks Thompson, that the 2 players tonight who have taken the giant step forward and done it for Oklahoma State is Bryant Reeves, who's from Gans, Oklahoma, and it's said to be about 300. Broken Bow, I think it's like 1,000 people. That's what I'm asking here at the scorers table. And Billy Tubbs is about to get a technical. He is out on the floor.
He's out of here. Well, one of my questions at the beginning of the game, they call this the Bedlam series for a reason, because the players, they really act and react down inside the paint, outside the three-point arc, and I was real curious to find out if any of the players would still be remaining in the game at the end, as well as the coaches, and we just found out because Billy Tubbs has been ejected. Billy Tubbs had a few choice words for the referees right before he exited the floor, but this is when he actually gets the technical foul, and he continues, and I think he said one of those magic words, and he gets thrown out of here.
So this all happens with 2 seconds left.
The game itself is academic. The Cowboys are going to win the basketball game, but Billy Tubbs from Oklahoma had something on his mind that he wanted to get his point across before this thing ended with only 2 seconds to go.
I say, I'm glad that the people at Stillwater had their security measures very much in order, because you could even see that the patrolman who took his hat and put over his head to make sure that nothing more happened to what is an ugly scene. Now for Brooks Thompson, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Pretty good night. That left-hander with a very sweet shot. Brooks Thompson, 6'4", almost 200 pounds. We said he started his college career at Texas A&M, but from Littleton, Colorado. Played at Littleton High School up there, and he is a very smart basketball player. Offsetting technical fouls.
What we're doing now is a technical foul had also been called on the crowd.
Yes, for throwing debris on the court.
Right, the big OSU hands that they had. And so that's the reason that Anches went to the other end to shoot those. There was a personal foul, and as Ed Hightower came over to tell us then the 2 personal fouls on Coach Tubb. So that's where we are right now. And as Derek mentioned, it is academic now because it's 84-68 and only 2 seconds left on the clock. And you see the broom. Well, it's going to be the first time in 29 years in this series that Oklahoma State went to Norman and won the first game and then came back home and won again. Sports Center coming your way immediately following this ball game as Burley puts up a 3-pointer, misses it. This one is history. 86-68. The Cowboys win over Oklahoma. Sports Center is coming up next.
ESPN's exclusive coverage of NCAA basketball has been brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. And by Las Vegas. Where in the world can you find so much excitement, entertainment, and value? Only in Las Vegas.
Robert, we're ready.
At